Look what I got. I got a Panasonic HC VX1 camcorder. And I know what you're going to say. Why do you want a camcorder for? Why don't you get yourself a mirrorless camera? Yeah, I know. Maybe because I've already got a mirrorless camera. Okay. Well, the thing is, you see, this camcorder, yes, I'm reminiscent. This camcorder can do things that the mirrorless camera cannot. And it's simple. For a run and gun type camera, especially for B-roll and stuff like that, the camcorder's perfect. And it's 4K. Okay, that's 4K. And yes, my phone is 4K as well. And I also use this, because I know what you're going to say next. Why don't you use your smartphone? Well, there's various reasons why I don't want to be using a smartphone when I'm making my videos. It's because this is my go-to phone, and I get notifications while I'm recording videos. Yeah, that is really annoying. Also, it's not convenient. I know it's the phone is the thing that you got with you, and they say don't leave the camera you got with you all the time. Hence, your phone is the best camera because you got it. I get that. Yes, it's true. But you see, there are things that this can do that cannot. And considering we're doing a rewilding project here, and I want to video the animals, the birds, and the bees, and the honeysuckle trees. Oh, anyway, I just needed something that had a zoom lens and it had image stabilization, optical, that actually works. Now, you see, a lot of these phones don't have optical image stabilization, much more a digital. This one's actually got a bit of optical stabilization, but because it's so small, it works to a degree. Yes, actually, in fact, it works quite well. But when it's topped up with a load of digital image stabilization, digital image stabilization in practice doesn't really work that well. It can't see behind the subject to the background. I'll explain that in another video, but this video is about my new toy. Yes, the hammers will be in this box, and like I said, it's the Panasonic HC VX1, and I bought it, or the missus bought it, on Amazon. Now, it was €460, which is actually a good price because we bought the on the second hand, basically on Amazon, which is basically a just damaged box or something like that, or it's a return or something. It's not really like what we consider a traditional second hand, or at least it shouldn't be. But it was like €250 cheaper than the list price. So, needless to say, I thought it was a good idea. But tell you what, should we look to see what is actually inside the box? And we'll go to the overhead camera over here. Yeah, it happens to be overhead. There it is. Okay. And it is... This is going to be a bit awkward, isn't it, like that? It really will. Do you think I should take it off there? I think so, yes, because it's going to be a little bit silly. Yes, let's get rid of that. All right, put that over there to spin around its heart's content. And let's open the box. Yes. It's from Amazon. I know. Comes with the usual stickers on there, telling you it's obviously got lithium-ion batteries in there, so be careful, because they can blow up on you. All right, so, all in all, I'm quite pleased that the packaging makes sense. Often, these things have such stupid packaging. Anything I get from Amazon, generally speaking, has a box that's way too big for the actual thing inside. And it's so annoying. It really is very, very annoying. It drives me insane. The amount of stuff that I had a giant box and a little tiny thing in the corner. In fact, I got an SD card for this. And it come in like a large A4 card envelope. And this little thing in the corner. Stupid. Stupid is as stupid does. Anyway, so no further ado. Let's work our way into the packaging. I have not opened this yet, as you can tell. So there's a kind of unboxing and first impression. or impressions. This has been bought as a second-hand unit. Hopefully, it isn't second-hand in the sense of being all scratched up and stuff like that. I hope not. Anyway, well, so increase that brightness a little bit. There you go. All right, so let's take out the card packaging. In fact, if anything, the box is actually too small because this is not going to provide a huge amount of padding for the box. Now, the box itself is obviously second use because look at the state of that box. Been beaten up in it. Now, hopefully, there's no marks on it or anything like that. Hopefully, the camera itself is like new. I hope so. It's supposed to be. That's what they said anyway. It was in an excellent condition. Half the packaging seems to be from inside is missing because that would have polystyrene in it. So I imagine this has been a return of some description. The power supply, one way of telling, is to look at the prongs. Is there any movement? No, any movement. Any scratching on the prongs? That hasn't been used. Definitely not been used. It's either a new one, but that has not been used, and nor has the plug. So either it's been replaced, or it hasn't been used. I would say the packaging was a bit shit, really, because there's no protection around the camera itself. But let's have a look. Let's just put this to one side. There's other things in the box we'll have a look at in a moment. Let's grab a little mat because this is iron. This is so I don't really want to scratch it up. So what we got here? There is no sign of handling. I would say this is actually new. Looking at it, it doesn't look like it's had any use at all. You'd expect. No, that hasn't been used. That's basically new. UKCA mark. Doesn't mean a lot, does it really? If anyone knows what I'm on about. Yes, the UKCA mark, which is the replacement for the CE mark in the UK. Yeah, it's like an extra sticker that's been stuck on it. It means nothing because there's no testing being done for UKCA mark because the UK has no testing facilities. So it's a bit daft. So let's see if we can get that brightness up a little bit more. Okay, so bringing it round like so. I'm going to put this up here actually. One sec. That's better. I can see better on that one. Okay, I just moved it onto a different monitor so I can see what's going on. There's no signs of wear. I'm gonna hazard a guess this hasn't been used. This is one that's got a damaged box, or maybe it's a return, maybe, but that has not been used. Not what you got here on this particular unit. What? See, when I was looking at this, I was looking at the 980, 981, or the 990 and what have you, regarding the Panasonics, but they had the microphone socket here, which is stupid. So when you've got your external microphone, which I do use, you've got this cable and you can't shut the side off properly. That is stupid. This one, the VX1, they've done the sensible thing and placed it on the outside, the microphone input, plus your monitoring and what have you here for your headphones, on the outside, so it's not behind the actual flip out screen. Now this particular camera does come in a couple of other different models. It's like an FG or something like that, which one has a optical viewfinder. Oh no, in optical viewfinder, there's a digital viewfinder. Bit pointless really. Who uses those things these days really? And also the thing I wish they did have on here still would be the it had a ring, and that ring could be used for focusing here. So if you're doing any manual focusing, that made a darn sight more sense. Now, another reason, there's plenty of reasons why I wanted this. One is for running gun type video from my dogs and stuff like that, from a Wally Dog channel, I can just literally flip that out, it will turn on, and I can start recording. And that's it. There's no on your mobile phone looking for the right app and stuff like that. And then how do you hold the things? You've got to get your stick out, what have you, or put it on a gimbal because the image stabilization isn't really good enough. Whereas this has a hybrid system in here. It has an optical, so basically the lenses are in an optical situation so that they can move, and optical is the best form of image stabilization, and also it's backed up by some digital as well. It's a hybrid system, I'm to believe. Now, the other reason I went for this particular one is because of the actual. Well, you got a ridiculous zoom, 32 times zoom, no zoom on that. Okay, the zoom on this is too wide. If I want any wildlife stuff, I'm gonna have to spend a huge amount of money to get a zoom powerful enough to actually, to use any wildlife. Right? You stick this on a tripod, and you've got 4K video. Now, it's good quality video. It's got a half-inch, actually 2.5 sensor in here. Because the sensor is small, it allows you to have a very large zoom, 32 times. I think optically it's 25 times, but you've got the eye zoom at 32 times. You've also got 5.1 channel audio on the onboard microphone. This I'm going to find quite interesting. But if I can find some form of wind muff to fit on there, I might not need an external microphone for when I'm doing my vlogs. Which should be an absolute godsend. I don't have to worry about all that faff. Because these days, with these phones like this, you've got to use adapters and all that crap. I can't stand them. Half of them don't work properly. Sometimes they work and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they disconnect because you've got all these connections. And when they get older and what have you, the external mic can disconnect just briefly for a second, but then it turns off the external mic in the actual camera. And same on this one, and also on my, I say camera phone, but also on my Google Pixel Pro. That's exactly the same on that as well. It's a nuisance because then you end up with dodgy audio. This hopefully is all going to be relatively self-contained. Now, if you look here, that is 25mm wide. There's actually quite a wide angle lens. So if you're doing vlogging with it, so you can bring your actual screen around like so, and you can do your vlogging like so. And I'm obviously looking at the lens on the screen with a bit of luck. Hopefully I don't have to worry about the microphone, but also I've got a nice wide lens so I can get plenty in. And when you've got a big nugget like mine, you need plenty of room to get your nugget in, you see, don't you? You know it is. So it has a Leica Dicamar, like a Dicamar lens. Whether it's made by Leica, I doubt. It's probably under license or something. I'm not sure. It's down to the glass actually. That's the bit that's important. It's single SD, not dual SD. You've got HDMI out. I don't know if that's a clean HDMI out. And what I mean by that is some HDMI outs on some of these cameras, basically everything that appears on that screen goes onto the HDMI out and you can't turn it off, which is silly. So if you want to record via the HDMI, you're going to be recording all the screen information, which would be incredibly annoying. You can connect to the Wi-Fi, you've got HDR, what else is on there? You can also turn it off and on while the screen is open, physical and sleep mode. And under this little cover, which is another reason I wanted it, is because of that. This is such a better thought out machine than the 980 or any of that ilk. You know, the pattern's the same on a lot of them. The 980 has a cold shoe that slots in the back here. Stupid idea. You got a microphone, all right, camera across, blocking your zoom. Now, the zooms on these cameras are incredibly useful because the electric zooms, they're just so smooth. I mean, when you're zooming with one of these, it's just incredibly smooth. It's built for, you see. It is built for video. Plain and simple. And it just works. I think I might end up see whether or not this actually comes off. Because this is going to be incredibly annoying. This is a bit vulnerable, I think. Flopping about there like that. So, yeah, and that is going to be always open. Because I'm likely to fit a top handle. Because I'm going to be doing a lot of dog videos. So obviously I need to get it lower. So if I put a top handle on it, I can hold it up here, you see. And get lower with the camera and have, do the old, the special walk, the ninja walk. And I can get smoother footage. So that is likely to be, that's going to be coming off. Hopefully I can remove that without damaging anything. Hope it just unclips. You've got your side strap, which you need to adjust for your hand. I don't think there is, but I wish there was a front or somewhere on the front here, another record button. Because if you're vlogging, actually it's not too bad. Oh, actually you can. No, you can do it quite easily like that, can't you? If you're vlogging. But for me, I'm probably going to be, if I'm going to be vlogging, I'll be putting it on a handle. I'm not going to be holding it like this. I'll have it on the mount. But it feels quite solid, actually. I've got a little Sony Handycam as well, and that's kind of why I wanted this, because I started playing with that. It was only HD. That's a little cheapy thing. I bought it on a sale. It cost me like €100. The video is not brilliant on it, but it was cheap. But it's actually really capable, and it's good for putting up there little bits of B-roll and stuff like that. Tiny little battery, look at that. Tiny little battery. I've been told you can get about an hour out of one of these. This is clearly the foreign model because it's got the UKCA mark on it. So it doesn't make a difference to me. I'm in France, you see. So that's going to go on there like so. There's no side slide for the shutter or anything like that. So why isn't the shutter shut? Why isn't the shutter shut? Shouldn't that be shut? There's no card. I know that because I've got one in there. It was a lovely bright screen. Much better than the Sony Handycam. Okay, that's all looking quite nice. That is. That's a very bright screen. Sharp as well. It's shut. I'm a bit worried about this, actually. I think this is vulnerable. If you're chucking this into your camera case, that could be quite vulnerable. There's one thing that I am planning to get for this. You've got this ring here, okay? I am going to get a lens hood. Now, I don't know if that's supposed to be a lens hood or what that's supposed to be. I suppose it protects the edge, I suppose. And that'll behave as a little bit of a lens hood, but that's nowhere near enough. I'll do some experiments with that. I think I'm going to be getting a large lens hood. I think it's going to be quite important. And also then that'll help protect that. And maybe some sort of lens cap that goes over the top, maybe. I think that'd be sensible. Needless to say, it's quite a wide lens for this particular camera, so it makes sense to double check actually, because even once that is open, that is actually set quite, the lens itself is set quite far back, isn't it? So it's set quite far back, so you've got a fair bit of protection to the edge. It's got built-in windshield. Apparently, I doubt that works. I'll do some tests with that later by blowing on it and just see if it works. I think we're going to need a proper wind muff on there, you know, and the big fluffy things on there. If I am going to be using that microphone, otherwise I'll be using an external microphone, such as the Rode Micro. If the Rode Micro is not a powered microphone, I'm not sure if this will work with a non-powered microphone. So I'll have to bear that in mind. I'll have to check. But all in all, it is a nice looking thing. It feels solid. It doesn't feel like rubbish. Some of them are really plasticky and really flimsy. This feels really quite nice actually. Comes cables. You've got a USB micro. Is that what? It's not. It hasn't got a USB-C on it. It's got USB-C, USB micro. Okay. Would that be a bit on the slow side? To be fair, I wouldn't be using that. I'd be actually getting the card out and put it in there and put it straight into my computer. Oh, I can't see me using it that way. Sometimes you might do, I suppose. On the side here, we've got, that's the power cable. Okay, so this is the power supply. So you can do continuous power, or while the battery's attached, it will, not all, but it will actually charge the battery. By plugging it in there, you'll charge the battery. Now I'm going to be buying an external charger and a couple of spare batteries, or get a bigger battery pack, because that's quite a small battery pack. I need to get more time out of that. I might use that as just a backup, and then get another battery pack to cope with the additional filming I'm going to be doing, because I'm going to be doing a lot of B-roll. That's the idea. So all in all, I'm actually quite impressed. I think it's actually quite a nice little thing. and it's not expensive, 460 euros, and hopefully it is going to be a very capable tool. I'm not very happy with the packaging because I think the box itself was so tight in this box, okay, and there was nothing around the camera to protect it. There was a bit of that shoved in the top, but there was nothing around the camera. That should have been in some bubble wrap or something, but that was not very well protected. Not at all. You know, it's more luck than judgment. I got here without being damaged. You know, hopefully it works okay. So anyway, that is the Panasonic VX1 camcorder. It feels like a very nice little thing, and I'll post more videos later on using it. Yes, it is a camcorder. It's like going back in time. It is. That it is. Anyway, well, yeah, please beat the old like button and maybe subscribe to the channel and the little bell icon, because then you get a warm, fuzzy feeling in your pocket every time I upload another video. So anyway, toodaloo.